Hello and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Monday, the 11th of July 2022. So I am a day later than usual. I usually do these messages on a Sunday, but that just goes to show how beautifully busy I have been. So hoping you are all well. Thank you for coming back. If you are a first timer, welcome. I look forward to helping you on your healing journey in some way through through the messages that come through for me. I'm feeling a little bit different about today. I don't know why. I'm going to bear my own vulnerability. Number of things already coming through, I think, that need to be said. And it's funny because it came up in when I wrote the intention for the garden retreat. It came up that we encourage you to face your vulnerability and to process any emotions that come up. Definitely not push them back down, because now is the time. It's so powerful. You know, you only have to set an intention to process that density within you, take the right steps, and just watching this video could be that right step. And then the emotions will come up ready to be felt. You have to feel it to heal it. And I think everyone is so ready to process, especially if you're watching this video, you're so ready to process those emotions. It's running really, really deep. There's layers and layers. Last week we talked about, it came up about forgiveness, and there is no need for forgiveness, because, you know, we think we need to forgive somebody because they did something wrong, okay? And then we realize that we are the creator of our own reality. So it's us that created it, and from a soul level, they just responded to our energy and to our wishes. At a soul level, it was agreed that they would help us on our journey, and they did through adversity, so that we could process those emotions of anger, resentment, bitterness, and things like that. So then we realize that it's us that we need to forgive, and then we take it a step further, because you're on your healing path, you're on your, you know, evolution journey, and you realize that, you know, you don't need to forgive yourself. You just need to love yourself exactly where you are, because any bad behavior is basically just unconscious behavior because you haven't learned a better way. So just understanding that from like a quantum perspective, that there is only you creating your reality. And everybody outside of you is helping you on your path by reflecting back to you the parts of you that you need to love, acknowledge, and release. So we got to the stage at the end of last week about not needing to forgive anybody, just loving yourself for having the experiences, and loving and being grateful to everybody else for helping you on that journey. But another realization came to me this week about guilt and shame. Now, if you know the chart, The Map of Consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins from Power versus Force, you can put that into, you know, Google Images, and it will come up. Most of you will know it. You can look at my YouTube channel and you'll see it is the thumbnail, what do you call it, for a couple of my videos. So you'll see that scale. You'll know what I'm talking about. Guilt and shame are the very lowest. So when I first trained in the emotion code, knowing that they were the lowest and most dense emotions, I worked with just, is there a trapped emotion of guilt that I can release at this time? Is there a trapped emotion of shame that I can release at this time? And I did that knowing just to get whatever, you know, was coming out. And I've always encouraged people that that I teach the emotion code to, I've always encouraged them to do the same, to get rid of that density. But, you know, the thing is, it's so cyclical, I want to say, that our evolution. So like I said last week, we think we've dealt with forgiveness, and then it takes it to another level. So we think we've dealt with guilt and shame, and we have to a certain level. You know, there will be guilt and shame that you can release, you know, at particular times in your life, but it all runs deep, and it's very easy to think, you know, oh, I'm resonating at a higher level on that chart, so I have no guilt and shame. No, it doesn't work like that. This week I have been releasing and processing, I should say, an awful lot of guilt and shame, and a lot of it came from the realization and the understanding that the people in my history in my life, in my younger days, that I perceived as behaving unconsciously or behaving badly or treating me badly, shall we say, as far as the forgiveness, path goes. I was looking at it as in, they were guilty, they had the shame. But now you realize that it's not just that there's no one to forgive, but actually that whole experience or those experiences, and I'm sure you can relate to this. We're talking about experiences in your past where you think that other people are guilty of hurting you. You think that other people were guilty of behaving badly. You think, I'm going to put it in other words to make sure you get what I'm saying. You think that there are other people in your life that have behaved unconsciously. Okay? There is nobody else. There is only you. Now, this is a realization that I had, that it's my guilt and my shame. And they were reflecting that back to me. Now, I know that sounds very logical to a lot of people. And part of me is thinking, well, Deborah, why did it take you so long to click this? But hey ho, I'm just being honest on my journey as to where I'm at this week. And I just urge you to do the same, because if you're thinking about anybody at any time in your life that you think was guilty of something and they should be ashamed of themselves for the way they treated you, they were reflecting back your guilt, your shame. And then that's when you get really vulnerable. That's when it's dense energy. It's really, really dense energy. And it comes up and you realize, oh my God, it was me all along. Can you get yourself there? Can you get yourself to that place of, oh my God, it was me all along? Because that's a powerful place to be. And that's where we are. I thought this week was going to be a little bit different because I haven't pulled the cards. And I am going to do the cards. But obviously I felt the need to share that because I didn't know what I was going to say. I never know what I'm going to say until I press record. And also I knew it was going to be a little bit different because I've got the urge to use these cards as well, which are my Archangel Raphael healing cards. And these were one of the first decks that I got as an energy healer, and Archangel Raphael. Everyone creates their own reality, so everyone's got their own beliefs. But I remember when he came to visit me one night. I know it sounds crazy, I can hear myself, but I have the experience. And he just told me I was a healer, and so that was powerful. And so I didn't know anything about him at the time. I'm going back a few years, many years. So I got these cards and they have been so connected to me. If any of you out there have had emotion code sessions with me or heart wall healings with me, and I know many of you have, and I put messages at the end, I put messages that come through. It's these cards that I'm using to tap in to those messages. So I decided that I was going to use them to clarify the cards this week. So I'm going to use traditional tarot, but I do want to clarify the cards with these ones. So that's kind of all a bit different as well, isn't it? So the energies are really changing. July is so powerful. If you haven't seen the cards for the messages through the cards through the month of July, I'll put a link in the description for the video in the end screen. I'll also put last week's video in the end screen and the link in the description because I think it's really relevant. Today is clearly a follow-on. So we were talking about forgiveness last week, and this week it's coming up about guilt and shame, and realizing that it's always yours. All these emotions, they are all yours. If you're feeling it, it's yours. It's as simple as that. So when you process these emotions, not just guilt and shame, all emotions, because you came here for a feeling experience, right? And we're clearing energy. This might sound a bit simplified, but that's what I do, hey, simplify stuff. We're clearing energy from ourselves and from this lifetime first, because people can relate to that. People can relate to the fact that they had a traumatic experience and have emotions within the cells of their body. They're holding on to it. But then when you've cleared those, but a lot of people come to me expecting one session of emotion code to release all trapped emotions. It doesn't work like that. And it's bigger than that. And you have to do it for yourself. And that's why I wrote the books as well. And I'll put a link in the description to them, because the first book, you know, well, both of them, the Heal Yourself to Happiness and Heal Your Soul, they give you ideas and activities to do in all areas of your life. Because it's not just about, I'm going to live my life in this density and then just go and have an emotion coach session with somebody and feel better and they'll solve my problem. It doesn't work like that. You need to change the whole mindset. You have to change the whole way you think. You have to change your beliefs. It's all about you. And people like me can only help if you resonate with what we say and do. That can help. But you have to do it. You have to do the work. That's why the first book is called Heal Yourself. So until you're ready to step into that and take responsibility, step into your vulnerability, like I said, with the intention for the garden retreat, you have to work with your emotions. We urge you to work with your emotions, because only then are you going to find that liberation that you seek. Only then are you going to find that underlying health that you seek, the peace and the harmony and the joy. It comes from releasing, not just releasing, it comes from processing, I want to say, because you can. There's two ways, you know, people look at emotions. They either suppress them and it just keeps them in the cells of their body. They'll come back later. Or you process them by feeling them. And then that's how they go. And the more conscious you are about feeling into an emotion without becoming it, okay? So you feel the anger without becoming angry. You feel the frustration without becoming frustrated. You can feel the bitterness without becoming bitter, okay, because your body is relaxed. This is why relaxation therapies are so powerful, because the more your body can relax, the more these energies can be processed out. And that's why when you feel a need to cry after any therapy, anything, walking in nature, that's why it's so important to let yourself cry. And you don't need to ask questions. You don't need to ask, why am I crying? What is it about? Da, da, da. You don't need to ask about the emotions that are coming out. You can if you want, but you just know that you have emotions within you and that you want to release them. But once you've released a load of emotions from this lifetime, there are emotions from past lives. There's inherited emotions, there's ancestral emotions, there's cultural emotions, and there's collective. So when you get to the stage where you've cleansed yourself, you'll tend to find that you can then open your heart to feeling. People talk about being empathic. You can actually feel the energy of the collective. If somebody in front of you, if an individual in front of you is feeling something and you feel that, that's not empathic. That's you being triggered. That's you having an experience. That's you being triggered. An emotion within you is being triggered and coming up for your acknowledgement. So people often think that, oh, I can feel all of their energy. Well, yes, but that's because it's yours as well. And you need to process yours, because when you get to a certain stage, you can feel the love and the compassion for these people, but you don't feel their negative emotions. You see what I'm saying? This is what we talk about detachment. It's not detachment in a I don't care about them, because you're full of love and compassion, and you're expressing love and compassion, you know, so you're at a high level of frequency, but you don't feel the trauma. You don't feel the negative emotion that they're feeling. Okay, that's that kind of detachment. That's when you can really help the collective, because you feel this love and compassion for everyone and everything, and you open your heart and put the whole collective in, and you can do that. But if what's happening outside of you is making you feel a negative emotion, then that's your emotion. Okay, and they're just helping you process it yourself. So that's an important one to remember as well. But we do, obviously now, in what's going on in the world, this great awakening, you know, wherever you are on your journey, we are having an opportunity to shine light, put the consciousness, okay, the love and the compassion, however you want to word it, on these, on the density. And the density is, we're putting names on these energies. They're all energies. Everything's an energy. We're just putting names on them. So whether it be guilt and shame or any of those emotions, but it could also be on manipulation, control, you know, fear, anything like this. We're putting our consciousness on it with a heart full of love and compassion in order to transmute it. Okay, because that's how it works. We can't just deny it. We can't just pretend it's not there. We can't hate it as well. If you have negative energy around you, you can't just hate it, because I'm going to say this again, there is only you. and everything outside of you is a reflection of a part of you. So if you hate something outside of you, okay, and you view it as bad, wrong, evil, you are keeping yourself separate from the all that is. And if you separate yourself from the all that is, that's going to keep you not whole. It's going to keep you stuck. Does that make sense? So it's actually about loving all that is. That's a big topic. It's a big topic. And I have videos on that as well. So yes, this video, I am going off on one, I'm afraid. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. Let's have a look. What cards have we got? Let's make this message a little bit more specific. Oh, I said that, and those three came up. Wow, that was it. 3 is the magic number. They're face down at the moment. I'm going to do the healing cards and hopefully have a clarifier for each one and see where it takes us. I have no idea. Changes are here. Different ways of doing things. We've got to get shift our consciousness into new levels of understanding, so that we can help ourselves and help each other. Can I have some clarifiers, please? For that's funny, because Archangel Raphael is known for throwing things around. If ever you've got like a book that flies off the bookshelf or anything like that, that would be Archangel Raphael. He throws things around, but for fun. He does it for fun. He's a bit of a jester. That's my understanding. That's my creation in my reality. You can create what you want in yours. Okay, can we have another clarifier for the second card, please? You don't have to throw it across the room. Just let me know which one it is. Thank you. Okay, you can fly it across the room if that's what you want to do. Now, thank you. And one more, because 3 is the magic number. Oh, thank you. Conformed. I feel like he conformed in the end. Really, really hot. I'm coming from a very, very hot Spain at the moment. Okay, all of them face down. I'm going to dive straight in and see what the first... Oh, it's never a surprise, is it? We've got the Ace of Swords. And yeah, this is no surprise to me now, because literally what did I start off saying was that there's a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at things. And my aha moment this week has been about realizing that all the guilty people, all the people that should be ashamed of themselves out there, outside of me, all those people are just reflecting back my guilt and shame. And I thought I dealt with my guilt and shame. So it's a new way of looking at things. Are you looking at people thinking that they're guilty, thinking they should be ashamed of themselves? It could be in the collective, it could be in your community, it could be in your family. Because at the end of the day, quantum truth, here comes a quantum truth bomb. There is only you, and everything outside of you is reflecting back to you a part of you. It's your guilt, it's your shame. But luckily, we have the emotion code, and luckily, we have numerous techniques to release it. You can use the tapping one. I will put a link in the description and the video in the end screen to my tapping video. Also, you can use the emotion code, of course. You can teach yourself the emotion code from my videos on YouTube. I can't make it any easier for people, right? I just give so much content away because I'm so passionate about sharing it. But obviously, if you do want some coaching in it, then please get in touch or contact an emotion code practitioner near you, because there are many of us around. Or choose another emotional healing technique. There are many, many, many. You can literally just be aware that you have guilt and shame in the cells of your body, and you can write them out. I now choose to release this guilt and shame. We have a full moon tomorrow. Another reason why this video is a day late, I think. Yep, we're coming into the full moon. That's your time to release it. Brilliant. Okay. I'm not trying to help you like not spend any money on stuff, because I personally think it's really important that you invest time, money, resources and energy into your healing journey. I've seen it firsthand, especially this last week. The people that invest more of their energy and their love into whatever, the more you get out of it. It's simple, isn't it? So it is important, I think, to spend some money, to spend some time, to spend some energy, to spend some resources, because it's all energy in the end of the day. But the full moon, you can just write your release list. I hereby release, I hereby. That sounds a bit more. I now release any guilt and shame that I'm holding on to, and that I've learned my lesson. But of course, it will involve forgiving the people. This is why last week's video is so important, and the video for the path to forgiveness, right? Because you've got to go, it's a process, isn't it? So, you know, you can't release your guilt and shame if you haven't understood that there's no one to forgive. Okay, so we're getting to like kind of a high level of healing here, right? So I hope you're following. But this is a new way of thinking. This is inspiration, ideas, and it's the beginning of a new way of thinking. Because swords is air, it's non-physical, and it's where everything starts. So these aha moments. This is a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough. I feel like I've had a breakthrough this week. This is a breakthrough, and this is an aha moment. And it's in the non-physical. And then that non-physical aha moment comes down through your words, through your actions. So write out, I'm releasing my guilt and shame, or whatever it is you want to release, at the full moon tomorrow. And you've taken your action. And that's how we manifest. Okay, so that's how you bring it into the physical. I've got 3 cards, so it's pretty much like past, present, future. Not that there is a past, present, future, but there is, like, you know, for us humans that still hang on to the concept of time, we can use that, you know, that kind of system. So brilliant. I'm not surprised that this has come up. New ways of thinking, new ways of looking at everything. Okay, I'm realizing that it is, at the end of the day, all about you. Wow. Let's have a look at the healing card. The healing card says do more research. Okay, and I'm not surprised about that, because it says, thank you for clearly and gently leading me to the information that I need to know for my well-being. Please give me the courage to be assertive as I take charge of my healthcare needs. What did I start off saying? You have to be vulnerable. You have to accept responsibility for your own healing, for your own journey. You have to accept responsibility for the part you played in any event in your life that you're still hanging on to, that you're viewing other people as being wrong. Okay, whatever those events are, you have got to take responsibility for your role in that and your creation. You created it. This is what we don't understand. Do more research. You don't have to believe me. Go and study quantum physics somewhere. But if you want quantum physics made easy, check out the videos on my lessons in awakening and my self-healing and whatever else. Because do some research into how we create our reality, because I think it's going to give you some pathways to healing. And yes, it can all be done yourself, within. That's why they say the answers are within. It's everything is within you. You are the whole universe in one human being. Everything is within you. Let's have a look at the next card. There you go. The moon, powerful, major arcana. Now the moon, we've got a full moon tomorrow. Time to release. And it's also, this card is about your shadow side. That's exactly what I'm saying. These perpetrators that you're calling perpetrators in your life, you know, they're working for you. They're reflecting back the parts of you. They are like the actors in your film of life, and they are being directed by your energy. So from my experience, you know, it was the guilt and shame buried deep within me that was actually directing people to behave in a manner that I judged as being wrong. You see what I'm getting at? Whereas in fact, they did it for my benefit. They did it with my agreement on a soul level, but obviously our humans don't know that. Well, we don't usually know that at the time. So yeah, this is powerful. So this is in my interpretation of tarot, because there are many healing cards obviously in the deck, but to me, because it's a major arcana card, the moon card for me is about deep level healing, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about really deep level healing. We're talking about taking responsibility for the whole shebang, everything, including what's happening in the collective, including the evil that's happening in the collective. I've said it now. Okay, it cannot exist outside of you if it doesn't exist within you. I had a video called "The Conflict is Within You," right? So that came up when there was conflict going on in the collective. It cannot, if it's triggering you, it cannot be outside of you if it's not within you. Okay, so if the evil in the collective is triggering you, then there's some evil within you. I don't like that word. I don't want to use that word, actually. It's really bad energy, isn't it? But let's say density, because it's energy. We're talking about energy. So if there's the density, okay, whether it be conflict, manipulation, control, guilt, shame, whatever it is, fear, whatever it is, it cannot exist outside of you if it isn't within you. So it's like, look within and release your own guilt, your own shame. Where have you been manipulative? Where have you had conflict with yourself or with others? You know, where are you conflicted in your mental processes? You know, where are you conflicted in your emotions? You know, all of these consciousness, whatever you're viewing outside of you, you go within to find it within you. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay, understand what's going on. And then you'll find that you will not be triggered by it on the outside. You see what I'm getting at? It's not about whether it exists outside. It will not come into your reality. People might talk about it. People might send you social media links about things, but it will not resonate with you once you've processed it from within you. Does that make sense? So really, whatever we see outside of us that we don't like, whether it be manipulation, control, coercion, you know, wrongdoing, guilt, shame, you know, abuse, trauma, whatever it might be, where are you doing that to yourself? Okay, or where have you done that to others? On some level. On some level. I've got to put that in there because there's going to be people going, well, I've never done that, and I've never done that. This lifetime you haven't. This lifetime you haven't. I do past life healings, and one of the things that comes out is people always relate very readily to having been the victim in a past life. Oh, I have all this past life trauma, and that's why I'm like this. Yeah, of course we do. But do you know what upsets people the most? Do you know what energy hangs on to us the most? Is when we were the perpetrator. And I do past life healings when the clients have been the perpetrator, and they, you know, the humans don't like to hear it, but it resonates with them, and their higher self realizes the truth in what's going on, because, you know, you get those goosebumps when you know it's the truth. Okay, so this is about getting out of denial. This is about getting it out of denial, because you know what? The other thing is, it's not personal, it's energy. So you don't, this is why judgment is such a big deal, because you're judging yourself. If there's guilt and shame within you, you're judging yourself. Oh my God, I'm wrong, I'm bad. No, it's like last week, there is no one to forgive. There is no one that's wrong. There's no right and wrong. There's no judgment. It's just the way it is. You're living in density, and we want to process the density so that we can align with higher frequency energies, so that we can shift ourselves into higher levels of consciousness, so that we can create heaven on earth, because heaven on earth is high frequency. It's love and joy and peace and harmony. And that's what we're creating, and we are creating it. But at the moment, a lot of us have one foot in like heaven on earth and one foot still in the density, because we are processing it. We've been programmed, all this stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Been through it all before. It's a deep level of understanding and a deep level of healing. Use the moon tomorrow, the full moon. Write it down. I release everything that isn't serving me. Affirmations, you know, powerful. The word, power of the word. I take the opportunity to, you know, I acknowledge all manipulation within me. I acknowledge all fear within me. I acknowledge all guilt, shame, whatever, and release it now, and forgive others and forgive myself. Okay, and then realize that you don't need to forgive anybody. I am the creator of my own reality. I choose now to create only good. I choose now to create from love. They're powerful, powerful affirmations to say, sing, chant, write at the full moon. That's what that card said to me. Let's see what the healing card said. Meditation. I'm not surprised this one's come up. Meditation, of course. How you meditate is up to you. I've got a video on, there's going to be a lot of homework from this week. I've got a video on meditation for beginners, because a lot of people think that you've got to sit there umming, or sit there still, eyes closed, what have you. And a lot of people can meditate like that, and it's fantastic and it's great, you know. But there are a lot of people, especially the people dominant in second energy centers. So a lot of people that are watching will have had a soul profile reading done. So if you're second energy center, don't try sitting there still, because, you know, that's not how you're going to connect with your highest level of consciousness. Most people, second energy centers, and other people, of course, will connect through walking in nature, like whether it's jogging, doing their artwork, doing yoga, whatever it is that you love doing, playing your musical instruments, singing, just, yeah, looking up at the stars, you know, whatever it is. That sometimes even driving home on your own is a time to really connect with your highest consciousness. Doing a puzzle, because anything that distracts you from the outside world and helps you go within. Even just doing the dishes. Do you ever find that when you're just doing the dishes on your own, good ideas come to you? Because you're doing something on automatic pilot. You're doing something that I'm not saying you love doing the dishes, but you're doing something that's easy. It's something you're on automatic pilot. You're in your own little world. Anything that puts you in your own little world is going to open you up to your highest guidance. And that's what this card is saying. And you can call upon people, because here it's saying, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. So you can call upon Archangel Raphael or whoever you choose to call upon. But yes, some kind of meditation so that you can open up to your highest self and tap in to those higher levels of consciousness. Brilliant. Let's have a look at the third card. Oh my goodness, transformation. Death card. We've got 3 cards, 2 major arcana and the ace. Wow, there's new beginnings, definitely new beginnings. So I hope you're following this, because there's a transformation, a deep, deep, deep transformation to be had. This is working on your personal level. This is you, the universe that you are. It's also on your community and the collective. The massive transformation. The transformation in your community and in the collective is because of the transformation that you are making in yourself. It all starts within you. This inner work that you're doing, this homework that you're doing, the inner homework, the transformation is amazing. There's your dawn. There's a sun rising there. The dawn of of heaven on earth. Horses are positive movement forward. People are scared of the death card. I mean, you know, this is number 13. You know, so people have always thought the number 13 is unlucky. No, it's not. The reason they think it's unlucky is because it's the death card in tarot, and the death card in tarot has the greatest capacity for transformation, and that's what we want. That's what we want in the world, and it starts within us. And the reason it's death is because it's the end of the old way of doing things. It's the end of the old collective and the old systems that are coming down, you know, where we were controlled and kept in the dark, quite literally. It's the end of all of that. It's the end of the you that you thought you were, and the beginning of the you that you're destined to be. Okay, new beginnings. We don't get it without going through the healing process. And you can do it all through meditation. I have said many, many times, you can release your trapped emotions, you can heal yourself, you can release your limiting beliefs through meditation, just sitting under a tree meditating, sitting anywhere you want meditating. The reason that you don't think you can do it is because you don't believe that you can do it. People don't believe that they can do that. So we seek emotional healing techniques, and in order to have a ritual to hang our belief on. And that's why, you know, things like the emotion code and tapping and all of these things are fantastic and amazing, because they give us that ritual in order to believe. It boosts our belief. But in fact, if you can choose to believe that you can release all of your density through meditation alone, then you can do that. Of course you can. Of course you can, because it's you creating everything. So you get to do that. So this is a really, really powerful card, and it's coming, you know, past, present, future. This transformation is within you as you become the person that you're destined to be. And when you do that, it starts with you. When you do that, you will find the community around you changes. The more you love yourself, you will find the more people around you love you too. And when we all do that, we will find the collective is a loving, kind, joyful, generous, compassionate place. I've just got a little extra one here just to clarify that, and it says detoxification. We often think of detoxification as being diet. It's not just diet. It's about detoxing from these emotions, detoxing from these limiting beliefs, detoxing the beliefs that are not serving you. I mean, fear we know is the biggest toxin. You know, limiting beliefs, these are our toxins. It's not, toxins aren't just food items and alcohol and stuff. What maybe frog in my throat. Okay, so maybe I meant to say there are some people that definitely do need to focus on their food and giving up alcohol. This is water, by the way. Okay, so yes, as I know I have to talk about alcohol because that happened exactly as I said the word alcohol. Alcohol is actually an Arabic word meaning the ghoul. The ghoul. Why is a lot of alcohol is called spirits? Because when you consume too much of it, no, it's not healthy, it's complete toxin. But when you consume too much of it, your soul doesn't like it and will leave your body, keeping just a tiny little link. And it leaves your body open to another soul joyriding it, literally joyriding. So maybe you've got drunk and behaved, you know, terribly. It's because it wasn't you. And a lot of people blank out. A lot of people don't remember. Why do you not remember? It's because your soul wasn't in your body. Another soul was. Why did you behave so badly? You know, it's because there was another soul. We literally, it's that serious. When I read that and I understood that, that was like, oh my goodness, right? Because we, you know, the density of the life we've been living in has been promoting alcohol. It's been socially acceptable. It's the same with cigarettes. It's the same with all sorts of things that have these like sugar and caffeine. These are all toxins. And we've been programmed to believe that they're normal, everyday, sociable things to do. Going for a coffee, going for a drink. You know, it's all part of the manipulation and the control. And now a lot of people are having to detox from it. It comes up in the emotion code all the time that coffee is the underlying cause of a lot of anxiety. So yes, detox is really important. And this also brings me on to sway testing. So I'll put a link into that as well, because if you're new to my channel and you don't know about sway testing, you can sway test all your foods and drinks and make sure that you consume only those that test positive for you. And alcohol is not going to test positive for you. Sugar, I don't know anyone that's ever tested positive to alcohol, sugar, cigarettes, or coffee. So yeah, try it so that you don't take my word for it. You don't have to take anybody else's word for it. You can actually feel it within the cells of your body. You'll actually be able to feel your own body talking to you. So obviously that was an important thing to be said as well. We have normalized drunken behavior. We've normalized drinking coffee every day, putting ourselves into that hyper state. It distracts us from going within. People that struggle with meditation, we were talking about meditation. If you struggle with meditation and you think, oh, I can't focus, I can't go within. If you're an alcohol drinker or a sugar eater or a coffee drinker, caffeine consumer, Coke, you know, all of these things, that is going to block you from being able to go within and to be able to listen to your own higher self and the guidance that you need from within you. So yeah, that one stuck in there at the end. I had to say it. Okay. So brilliant, massive, powerful reading, new beginnings, deep level healing, transformation, the biggest capacity for transformation, massive changes. The changes are coming, they are within you, but you need to make them. Look at how you create your reality. Okay, understand meditation and the power of it, detox, and we've got massive transformation coming. Wow, on a transformational journey, that's what we call it. Did we realize that it was going to be this powerful? Did we realize that we were going to change the whole world? Did we realize that we were going to create heaven on earth? I don't know whether we did, but that's what we're doing. We're creating heaven on earth. And I want to thank you for your part in it. I know this video has gone on longer than usual. Something different happened. Love to hear from you privately or in the comments, please. And if you want to have a private reading, I'll put a link in the description as well, so you can book a session with me, or the coaching or anything else. I think that's probably it for now. Have a fantastic week. Make the most of the full moon and releasing and processing and all of that. And I love you all. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.